NHL playoffs on a Saturday night. Nothing like it. Love the slate tonight. A lot of good action. Welcome back to Cook the Books. I'm your host, CJ, and we have some playoff props for you guys. We're going to go ahead and break all those down for you. If you guys are new to the channel and you guys like free plays every single day, subscribe to the channel, like the video, comment down below. Really does help us out. And without wasting any more time, let's get straight into the props. I'm really loving this slate today. We've got the Rangers taking on the Hurricanes in Carolina. They're trying to close out the series. It's kind of a surprising 3-0 lead. The Hurricanes came into the playoffs as the Cup favorites. And then as these playoffs have progressed, the Rangers, the President's Trophy winners, but they were the worst. Were they the worst or they were one of the worst at 5-on-5 hockey? I don't remember the exact stat now. We had Washington that somehow got in the playoffs. 5-on-5 hockey, the Rangers were pretty bad at that this year, but their power play carried them. And in these playoffs, and especially in this series, you're seeing it show up. They are scoring more 5-on-5, so they have gotten better in these playoffs in that aspect. But that power play is deadly, and it is showing up here in this series. A lot of penalties have been called in this series. Kind of surprising. This round two has seen a lot of penalties called. So we're gonna see probably more of that called tonight. The Hurricanes have their backs against the wall, and they are going to be coming out firing, which leads me into my first prop. Igor Shesterkin, Mr. Shiesty himself. He has had, I would say, between him and Swayman, I mean, you could argue. I think right here kind of gives it to Shesterkin. 54 and 45 saves in his last two games in the series have been nuts. It's not real, like what we're seeing out of Shesterkin right now. And his save line is at 30.5 tonight. We are going to be smashing that. That is the first play. But I mean, they've got him projected on props for 36 saves. This is one where the Hurricanes, they're averaging 35 shots on goal at home this season, and they're coming off back-to-back games of 57 shots on goal and 47 shots on goal. And Shesterkin saved 54 and 45 in what was a double overtime winner. And last game, the only a single overtime. They got it done, Panarin in OT. But Shesterkin has been an absolute brick wall. He's been phenomenal. And I like him to show up here again. The Hurricanes, backs against the wall. Like I said, they should be firing today and trying to avoid that elimination, at least sneak out, another game in the Garden, and see if they can keep this series going. So the first prop, we're going to be taking Igor Shesterkin over 30.5 saves. Best line for that, -125 on Hard Rock. Next prop we're going to be getting into, same game, same team, Vincent Trocheck. He's an ex-Hurricane. So he actually came over, I think it was in the summer of 22, he signed with the New York Rangers. And, ever since then, he loves playing his old team. He's hitting 5 straight versus them. It's surprising that this line, we're going to be taking his over 2.5 shots on goal. It's surprising that this line is even at this line itself and at this good of a price. I would have expected with, how he's played against Carolina and in these playoffs, if we filter for playoffs, in this series. He had 6-4. He had 15 and 10 shot attempts, averaging 9.7 for the series. I mean, he's projected for 4.2. The guy has been putting up points. He's putting up goals. He had the game winner in game 2, I believe it was. And he's had, I think it's 2 points. Yeah, 2 points every game of the series. So, I mean, even his point being at -165, that's a great value for a guy that's putting up 2, points a game. You'd have to take that and pair it with something because it's a little too juicy, but that's another one that you could maybe look at. But we're be looking at taking his over 2.5 shots on goal. The guy 3 of 3 against the Hurricanes in the playoffs. Again, that X team gives you a little extra firepower, a little extra juice. And in a closeout game, game 4 tonight in Carolina, nothing sweeter than beating your old team and knocking them out of the playoffs. So I expect him to be firing at will. And as we've seen, 15 shots, 10 shots, he clearly is trying to rip the puck through the back of the net. So Vincent Trocheck over 2.5 shots on goal, and that's a -125. And then we're going to give you one from the later game as well. I like a lot more in both of these games, but we're just going to be giving you a couple free plays if you guys want everything we're playing, all my best bets. I've already put up some plays in the Discord. That'll be linked in the description down below. And again, I'm just the hockey capper here. All the other plays that you see on the channel, we have 10 cappers covering all sports. So not just hockey in there. You get coverage on all sports in there. So check it out if you guys are interested. But looking at the later game, Wyatt Johnston, this guy, he's been crazy on the road. Yeah, I mean, if you look at him at home this season, 45% hit rate, And this is actually a line that's been dropped. So he in the playoffs, he's been at 3.5 because of what he's been doing on the road. But we're getting him at 2.5 tonight, and he's on the road in Colorado. If you look at him for the road on the season, 63% hit rate. This is just insane. His last 15, he's just been, I don't know what it is about the road. Some guys just perform better at home. Maybe sleeping in their own bed, they like it more. Other guys, they like being on the road, being in the hotel, being with the guys. And he's one of those guys that when he gets on the road in that atmosphere, he is going to be firing in the other team's barn. So, I mean, this is even one that you would look to ladder his shots with how he's hitting 4, 6, 5, in a lot of these. We'll see how I'm feeling about that. If I'm deciding to do that, I'll drop it in the Discord. But, in the matchup, last 2 games on the road in Colorado, this is this season as well, 4-5 for him. So, good history on the road in the matchup. And like I said, even over the last 30 games, he's hitting 21 of them. So to end the season, he was great on this line. Started the playoffs. I mean, we can filter for the playoffs specifically. This is from the last season, so it doesn't really matter as much. But, this is partly from the Vegas series last season. And then in the actual Vegas series, we saw him on the road do 8-6. So, I mean, if we look at him for this year, 8-6 on the road in the playoffs so far. And you're going up against Colorado. They're going to be flying. I expect a lot of shots in this game. Wyatt Johnston, this line really should, and it has been 3.5 on the road because he is the road warrior. So getting it at -140 for Wyatt Johnston at 2.5 shots on goal, we'll take that all day. And again, anything that, I give out here on the channel, whether it's my picks or, another sport from our other cappers, we do think lineups change, things change throughout the day. And as we get more injury news and stuff like that, and we update all that stuff in the Discord. So for you guys that are in there, be on the lookout for that. But we are going to be going with Wyatt Johnston over 2.5 shots on goal. And just to recap the plays, we're going to be going with Igor Shesterkin over 30.5 saves, then Vincent Trocheck over 2.5 shots on goal, and then Wyatt Johnston over 2.5 shots on goal. And that'll be the full free betting card for this betting Saturday. Both these games should have some good action. I'm liking this slate. I'll be having plenty of plays for it. So those of you guys that are interested in more NHL picks, I have my Twitter, X, whatever we're calling it, linked down in the description below. If you guys want to follow me, I post some free NHL picks over there, as well as all of our other 10 cappers and the official CTB X page. Free plays for all sports posted up over there. So go ahead and follow for more. And subscribe if you guys are new. Like and comment on the video really does help us out in the algorithm, and we do appreciate it. More daily picks coming every single day. If you guys are following today's bets, good luck, and as always, let's cook the books.